really fascinating. Boy, I love how seriously you take this because you're right. There is a lot on the line, isn't there? A lot asked of you.
This, I mean, to me, this is the biggest decision of your life. A job, you can change. A location, you can change. Your friends, you can change. Your spouse, you can. It's just a little complicated. And if you have kids, it's more complicated. And if you have grandkids, it's more complicated. If you have money, it's more complicated. If you don't have money, it's more complicated. It's just complicated to do this. This again, this hinders on everything. If I'm happy in my marriage and I go to work, probably going to be happy in my work. If I go into the world, even in the supermarket, I'm probably going to be happy. If I came from a happy home, I feel good. You see the kids that come from a happy home. How about the parents that come from a happy home, right? So if those marriages are strong, they're going to continue to be strong as time goes on.
Yeah, I would agree that a good community and a society is a good marriage is the foundation of that.
That's it. World peace begins at home. That you're going to see that is going over the next couple of years. That is going to be on billboards. World peace begins at home. Get married.
That's nice.
I was going to ask, you help the couples find each other. Do you help them find like things, like places to go, dates to do, activities, things to do? Too?
Absolutely. Any part of the dating process that they need support with, we will help with. So if they need help planning a date or following up after a date or making a second, third date, fifth date, something more interesting, or questions asked to take a deep dive and take the relationship to the next level, we help them with all those things.
And do you provide that for married couples too, who are trying to kind of rekindle or the flames?
So it's a great question. I have a program that's called 40 Days of Connection, and it talks about connecting with God, yourself, and your future soulmate, and that's for singles. And we adapted it to be also for a married couple. So it's, for God, yourself, and your soulmate. And so I do have that, but in general, I don't market or advertise that we do that, because once you take your focus from dating and singles to married to anybody, all of a sudden you do everything, which means you do nothing and you don't have a specialty anymore. So I've been given very strong advice for years. And I want to help married people too, but singles are my marketplace. But especially if I help them get married, I will help them stay married, because your job's not really done, especially the first 3 years. Even the first 5 years, they need a lot of support. If you can get them off to a good start within the first 3 to 5 years, couples are often very solid. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that for me, I've been married for 15 years, but the first year was a big surprise. Like, what? Yeah, why is this so difficult sometimes?
I told my husband, I was like, listen, nobody told me how hard marriage is going to be. I think we should cut our losses and get out before we have any kids. I didn't know. Same thing like you. I thought the same thing. Like, what is this? And then, thank God he looked at me. He's like, sweetheart, I don't know what's wrong, and I don't know when we're going to solve it, but we have a whole lifetime to figure this out. And I'm like, okay, please God help us.
That's
please
cool.
help.
Good for him. Good for him. It can be a shock.
Yeah, thank God. He taught me a lot. He was the stabilizing force in the beginning while things were,
like you said, it has to be that one, right? That one. Especially one of you, right? And you say?
Has to be that.
Aleeza, yeah.
Yes.
Good.
Have you identified the spark, though, that kind of brings people together, or I don't know, whatever the thing is that draws them together? Maybe I'm not asking this question right.
No, I mean, yes, but I don't think it, my answer might not be what's satisfying, but it's a combination of those 5 categories that I mentioned, which is the physical look, the personality, the values, beliefs, the fears, the bothers. It's combining the things that I want and need with the stuff that you've got that I don't love. And that creates the spark. When there's enough alignment without the friction, then it's like, oh, wow, this is great. I could make something happen. Oh, I could work with that. I don't like that, but I could handle that. But it builds that chemistry, because it's emotional, it's physiological, it's, it's done with our eyes, it's done with our brains, it's done with our hearts. When it's on multiple levels, it helps us to really say, oh, you're my person. Nobody else can I talk to like this. Nobody else can I connect with.
Have you had any just wacky couples where you're like, how is this even working?
Sometimes. Yes, when you said that, there are people that have these quirky or unique different personalities, or I've even seen people where like she's really who she is and he is really who he is, and when they're together they're cute, it's fun, and I'm like, but do you talk when you go home? Do you guys like do you communicate? Because I don't know, you're like just so individual. Like they somehow look good, they make sense as a couple, but there's less communication, or there's just less of something going on. Every once in a while they get divorced. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. That makes a lot more sense.
So my prediction was right. They didn't look good on paper, and it proved to be true.
Sometimes it works. Sometimes we all have our own little groove and our own little fit, and some people like more or less communication. And if you're a couple that can handle less and you both prefer that, it's great. It's only when one person likes more and the other one needs less that it's challenging.
What motive? I have this question. One more.
Yes.
What motivated you to do this? Like when you just woke up one day and was like, you know what? I really love couples and marriage and.
Right. So nobody dreams like, I hope one day when I grow up, I wish I'll be a matchmaker. There's no, like, I have a training course for it now, but there's really no course. There's no degree. This is not a profession. Please God, in 10 years, that'll be different. But right now, there's not a profession that somebody can go into to say, I want to be a matchmaker. I wanted to give back to the community. I had young children. I wanted to interact with adults. I wanted to do something to use I have a lot of intuition. So some matchmakers just operate on kind of like data points and putting data points together. Others use data points and intuition. And I always had a very strong intuition, and I kind of like dabbled in matchmaking informally. And then because there was this online site, I was like, my girlfriend's like, oh, you want to do that? And I was like, yeah. She's like, it's like 6 hours a week. I'm like, great. I could do it when my kids sleep. I could do it at 2:00 in the morning. Yeah, whenever you want. It doesn't matter. You just, make matches, read profiles. I read through thousands of profiles, got to know people. And then I started calling them. Hey, I might have a match for you. And they're like, good, send it over. I'll let you know. I'm like, I didn't say it was a good match. I said a match. I don't know if it's good. I don't know you. Let's talk. And they're like, oh, you want to know about me? I said, yeah. And that's how we started the conversation and connected. Yeah.
That answered my second question too. Wow, that's really neat.
I love that you're hearing
from. Really cool.
I love that you're hearing from other matchmakers, Aleeza. So you are hearing from LDS. I know there's one LDS matchmaker here. Do you have others or Catholic?
Yes. She's in my phone. We talked once. She was great.
Amy. Is it Amy somebody? Anyway. And just the one then, right?
Yeah,
just
if I
one.
look it up, yes. She's the main one. I don't know if there's others specifically. We tried actually. I'm very I like faith-based groups because we kind of speak the same language. We are all based in our faith. We have a belief in God. We have a strong connection to our community, no matter what community it is. And there's a lot of uniting principles that are all the same. There's not really a very big difference except whatever our specific faith differences are. But we approach marriage seriously. We approach dating seriously. Most people don't mess around. They're not dating for 5 years and then getting married. The timeline is much shorter, depending on the communities, in the Orthodox community. And if you're very, far into the Orthodox community, you could get engaged and married within 2 weeks. That's like on a very short timeline. On an average, it could be 2 to 3 months. And it's very normal. In 2 to 3 months, you get married. My husband and I, we dated for 3 weeks. We got engaged, and 4 months later, we got married, and we're married 21 years. So we're coming up on our first anniversary. So
something to celebrate.
Yeah, that is great. Wow.
Well,
Aleeza, we sure appreciate you taking time.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for joining us today. Hey, do us a favor and take a few minutes to subscribe to our podcast and the Utah Marriage Commission YouTube channel, where you can watch this and every episode of the show. When you hit the like button and leave a comment, your feedback helps us improve the show. And don't forget to share this episode with a friend. You can also follow and connect with us on Instagram at Stronger Marriage Life and on Facebook at Stronger Marriage. Be sure to share with us what topics you want us to explore or what you loved about today's episode. If you want even more resources to improve your relationship connection, visit our website at strongermarriage.org where you'll find free workshops, webinars, relationship surveys, and more. Each episode of Stronger Marriage Connection is hosted and sponsored by the Utah Marriage Commission at Utah State University. And finally, a big thanks to our producers Rex Polanis and Alexis Alcott and the team at Utah State University. And you, our audience. You make this show possible. The opinions, findings, conclusions, and recommendations expressed in this podcast do not necessarily reflect the views of the Utah Marriage Commission.